Good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingnay Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include: demonstrators sought for killing and eliminating Kuki community from Manipur during integrity rally. ITLF condemns as horrifying. Alert sounded as bridge construction over Manipur River resumes. Section 144 imposed in areas of Kakching district. News in details. The Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity, COCOMI, organized a rally to protect the integrity of Manipur and to counter the demand for a separate administration by the Kuki-Zo community today. It's one thing to oppose Kuki-Zo's demands and desire Manipur's integrity. The fact that the demonstrators are shouting to kill every Kuki and eliminate them from the soil of Manipur, however, is horrifying, said the Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum ITLF on Friday. In another slogan, they shouted, "Kuki tumna hatri pai santi leiroy," which translates to, "Until all Kukis are killed, there will be no peace." The demonstration held today reflects the views and attitudes of the majority of the Meitei who want to exterminate and slaughter every Kuki-Zo in Manipur. It is obvious that the Kuki-Zo are not welcome in Manipur among the Meitei. They drove us away from the Imphal Valley, killed over 200 of us, destroyed over 360 places of worship, burned over 7,000 homes, and made over 40,000 of us homeless, the ITLF said. The Meitei wanted us eliminated from Manipur, and they have succeeded by driving us out of their territories, the ITLF alleged, stating that we are not now physically and demographically divided. Any remaining Kuki-Zo in the Meitei territories were slaughtered mercilessly by the Meitei. It is evident that Kuki-Zo and Meitei cannot coexist. We must be separated. Total separation is the only solution. Peace in Manipur will only come when this total separation is officially acknowledged and formalized by the central government. Most of the protesters were from student community within Imphal Valley. In a statement issued yesterday, the ITLF said the student demonstrators are heard yelling slogans like "Kuki tumna hatkadabani Manipur dagi maru fangna muthakadabani imalay bak Manipur na yai fare," which translates to "All the Kukis in Manipur should be killed, eliminated, and cut into pieces, so that even their bones won't be found in our motherland, Manipur, very well." In one of the widely shared videos on social media, which is not very likely as students to be chanting those disturbing words by students rather than focusing on their studies. It is believed that the Meitei radicals and other CSOs had brainwashed the student community. Lastly, by granting us a separate administration in the shape of the Union Territory with a legislature under Article 239A, justice will then be served for the Kuki-Zo, ITLF reiterated. Following reports of resumption of construction activities of a RCC bridge over Manipur River near K Molnom village, the state government has banned several activities which may result in serious breach of peace and public tranquility and imminent danger to human life and properties in anticipation of violence. The bridge construction was earlier stopped in May following an agreement between district authorities and Molnom village chief. An order issued by District Magistrate Kakching Rohit Anand on Friday stated that assembly of 5 or more persons at one place, which is likely to turn unlawful, carrying of firearms, swords, sticks, stones, or other lethal weapons, sharp-edged objects of any description which can be used as lethal weapons, any unauthorized illegal construction, activities on flying drones without due written permission from the concerned authorities has been prohibited in Sirao and Suknu area of Wai Hong subdivision within the revenue jurisdiction of Kakching District, Manipur. The restrictions have been imposed for a period of 3 weeks with immediate effect from Friday, it stated. The same will not apply to the government agencies, functionaries, and security forces involved in the enforcement of law and order and provisioning of essential services, it stated. The move was taken following information received from the Superintendent of Police, Kakching, of possible widespread disturbance to peace and public tranquility in the said areas owing to unlawful activity of some anti-social elements for creating nuisance and disturbing peace, it noted. It further said that such disturbances may result in serious breach of peace and public tranquility and imminent danger to human life and properties. The statement also said that the subdivisional magistrate, Wai Hong Subdivision, Kakching District, has been detailed as executive magistrate on duty via Section 133 of CRPC 1973. It further directed the SDM to take necessary and appropriate actions to disperse any unlawful assembly or persons engaging in unlawful activity, if any, or hold any unauthorized construction activities being undertaken in his jurisdiction, or any assembly of 5 or more persons that is likely to cause disturbance of the public peace. If any such assembly cannot be otherwise dispersed, and if it is necessary for the public security that it should be dispersed, the executive magistrate detailed herewith, that is SDM Kakching, will take up necessary action with the help of the District Police Kakching and other law enforcement agencies including CAPF and Assam Rifle, undertake necessary actions as per Section 132 and 3 of CRPC 1973 as deemed fit, it asserted. It further mentioned that the order issued in exercise of powers under subsection 2 of Section 144 of CRPC 1973 will remain in force until further orders. The Autonomous District Council ADC had entrusted the Zomi Students Federation ZSF General Headquarters regarding the outsourcing of Nute Bazaar, bus parking and town areas. In regards to this, the ZSF had decided to look into few problems such as cleanliness and sanitation development, along with safety of the vendors and retailers in the mentioned areas. The women vendors sitting beside Tangzam Road and Red Cross Road will be shifted in the vacant upper story of new Nute Bazaar since the vendors is overcrowding the already crowded road. No vendors is hereby informed to avoid sitting beside the busy road starting 1st of July along Tangzam Road and Red Cross Road, says ZSF General Headquarters. The vendors are requested to sit in the spot allocated from them like Nute Bazaar, Lalvam Bazaar and Kindepna Bazaar, and are repeatedly advised not to sit along the footpaths since they become a nuisance for the pedestrians. Any vendors not complying with the above mentioned, stern action shall be taken against them. In regards to parking space, people who camp shopping can park their vehicles in Red Cross Road, Tangzam Road and bus parking area, and a parking fee of ₹20 will be charged for 4-wheelers and ₹10 for 2-wheelers. Double parking along the road will be under strict surveillance and shall be severely dealt with. Shop owners along Red Cross Road and Tangzam Road are also warned to not let vendors sit in front of their stops, and if anyone is caught in the act, befitting fines shall be taken against such lawbreakers, even to the extent of nullifying their trade license. The ZSF General Headquarters have been putting on lots of efforts to accommodate all the vendors in Nute Bazaar to maintain formality and provides conveniences to the shoppers. To achieve this, the ZSF General Headquarters asks all the public to cooperate with them. The ZFS General Headquarters also urges the workers under ADC such as the State Police and Traffic Police to stand on duty day and night. Also, the JSF advised all the shop owners who extend their shop till and beyond the footpath to dismantle it in the earliest, and to keep dustbin in their shops and to clean up their surrounding areas. Fines will be imposed upon those shopkeepers who fail to keep their surroundings clean. Let Zamang Hokip MLA Hinglip on June 28, 2024 had initiated the renovation of the Bungkot Line Highway, which is the main thread line for the Hinglip people. Yesterday, the road between Leitan and Tongkuzo was successfully renovated by the MLA and team, and serious road development is ongoing in the area. The renovation of the Bungkot line continues today as well. The MLA, for the sake of its people's safe travels, had decided to repair the only thread line in the area in spite of the unrest in the state. Bungkot Area Development Association BADA Chairman Haupu had told the media and gave a report in the repairing of roads in their area, and he thanked the MLA for his good gestures. Mention may be made that the Hinglip Road had been damaged at various locations due to the bad weather conditions and needs immediate repairing, since this route has become one of the most important roads due to the state crisis. The MLA led Jamang Hokip, being aware of how badly the road has been damaged and how important this road is for the Kuki people, had initiated its repairing, and repairing work is already done in various places. Five army personnel lost their lives after a mishap occurred in Daulat Beg Oldi area of Ladakh during a tank exercise when soldiers were attempting to cross the river. The soldiers were swept away while crossing a river in a T-72 tank near the line of actual control LAC in the Noima Chusul area in Ladakh early Saturday, defense officials said. They added that the incident occurred near Mandir Moor, 148 kilometers from here, during an exercise around 1 a.m. The mishap occurred due to a sudden increase in water levels in the sector. According to the official statement by the Indian Army, a military tank got stuck in the Syok River near Sasar, Brangsa, eastern Ladakh due to a sudden increase in the water level. Rescue teams were immediately rushed to the location. However, due to the high current and water levels, the rescue mission could not succeed, the statement added. Condoling the death of lost army personnel, Defense Minister Rajnath said that the country will never forget their exemplary service. Deeply saddened at the loss of lives of 5 of our brave Indian Army soldiers in an unfortunate accident while getting the tank across a river in Ladakh. We will never forget the exemplary service of our gallant soldiers to the nation. My heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families. The nation stands firm with them during this hour of grief, he wrote on X. Army Chief Manoj Pandey also expressed grief over the loss of lives of security personnel during the exercise, adding that the Indian Army stands firmly with the bereaved family of the lost soldiers. General Manoj Pandey and all ranks of the Indian Army expressed heartfelt condolences on the loss of 5 brave soldiers who lost their lives during a training activity in Ladakh. Indian Army stands firm with the bereaved families in this hour of grief, the statement read. The National Testing Agency (NTA) has announced fresh dates for cancelled and postponed examinations. In a notification issued yesterday, the NTA said the UGC NET June 2024 examination will now be held between 21st of August and 4th of September. The University Grants Commission National Eligibility Test was cancelled a day after being conducted on 18 of this month, as the Education Ministry received inputs that the integrity of the exam was compromised. The UGC NET is test to determine the eligibility for the award of Junior Research Fellowship, for appointment of assistant professors and admission to PhD courses. Joint CSIR UGC June 2024 examination, which was postponed as a preemptive measure, will now be held from 25 to 27 of July. The Council for Scientific and Industrial Research CSIR UGC NET is accepted for PhD admissions in Chemical Sciences, Art Atmospheric, Ocean and Planetary Sciences, Life Sciences, Mathematical Sciences, and Physical Sciences. The National Common Entrance Test (NCET) for admission to the 4-year Integrated Teacher Education Program (ITEP), which was also postponed, will now be conducted on 10 of July. The NTA said that the All India Ayush Postgraduate Entrance Test 2024 will be held as per its actual schedule on 6th of next month. The NT has advised the candidates to visit its official website www.nta.sc.in for further information. 6 people were killed and 4 sustained critical injuries in a car crash involving a Swift, Gir and Ertiga on Mumbai's Samruddhi Mahamarg, also called Nagpur-Mumbai Expressway, on Friday night. 3 of the injured were admitted to Jalna Civil Hospital, while the other person was rushed to Gati Hospital in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, the police said. The police patrol reached the accident spot near Swangi in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar immediately after the crash, said the speeding Swift Gir came in the wrong direction, leading to the fatal crash. There were 10 occupants in both the vehicles, they said. The Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation (MSRDC), which oversees the Samruddhi Mahamarg, revealed that the occupants of the Swift Gir had consumed alcohol. Eyewitnesses, including local villagers and staff from a petrol pump at Katvanchi Channel number 353/700, said the Swift Gir was heading towards Shirdi. At least 5 persons lost their lives after a blast in a glass factory at Satnagar area in Telangana's Ranga Reddy district. 15 people were also injured in the incident, which led to furnace in the factory, reportedly to be due to overheating. A tank in the factory of Satnagar exploded around 4:30 p.m. PTI quoted police as saying those injured have been rushed to a hospital and their condition was stated to be out of danger. Some persons were thrown around due to the impact of the blast. About 1,000 people were present in the factory, but the impact was felt up to 20 to 30 meters. Most of the dead belonging to other states, including Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Chief Minister A. Revan Reddy asked the officials to shift the injured to the hospitals and provide necessary treatment for them. An official release said that Chief Minister directed that personnel from Revenue, Police, Fire, Labor, Industries, and Health stay at the spot and coordinate relief measures. BRS Working President K.T. Ramarao condoled the death of workers in the blast and appealed to the state government to immediately conduct a safety audit and also review disaster management plans in all industrial areas to prevent recurrence of such incidents. DCP says Samsabat DCP also said gas pressure in the compressor furnace caused the explosion, resulting in a massive fire. A case is being registered and probe is on, ANI quoted DCP as saying. Meanwhile, in another incident, 2 laborers died when the concrete roof they were constructing collapsed on them near Mavelikara in the coastal Kerala district. The deceased were identified as Kochumon 55 and Suresh 52, PTI quoted officer as saying. An officer of Mavelikara Fire Force, which pulled out the workers from the concrete, said that both the laborers died at the spot. Terminal 1 of Delhi Airport, the country's largest domestic terminal, cancelled over 95 flights after its roof collapsed due to heavy rainfall in the capital city on Friday, June 28. Following the incident, Indigo cancelled over 80 flights and SpiceJet cancelled around 15 flights. The airport generally handles around 190 to 200 arrivals and departures per day. The ministry is going to investigate other airports to prevent such incidents in the future, said Minister of Civil Aviation Ram Mohan Naidu. From the ministry's side, this is being taken as a serious incident, not just at this airport but across the country. Any airports with similar structures will have to go through them and all again. We will have to do thorough checking of all necessary airports that come under our purview. We will see if there is a requirement for an internal body also, said Naidu. Delhi International Airport's Terminal 1 currently has the capacity to handle 40 million passengers annually, according to data from Delhi Airport's official website. The airport also handled 4,56,183 flights for the year 2023-24. Indigo and SpiceJet are the two domestic airlines to operate out of the domestic terminal, according to data collected from the website. Recently, Delhi Terminal 1 received an upgrade with Digi Yatra gets installed, according to the GMR Group website. GMR Airport infrastructure shares close to 2.74% lower at 96.5 on June 28 when compared with 99.23% in its previous close on June 27. About 148.5 millimeters, 5.85 inches of rain fell over 3 hours in the Delhi airport area in the early morning, more than the average for all of June, reported Reuters quoting the National Weather Office. Delhi's main Safdarjung weather station recorded 228.1 millimeter, 9 inches of rainfall in the 24 hours, ending 8:30 a.m., its highest 24-hour rainfall in June in 88 years. The airport incident claimed 1 life and injured several others. Min reported earlier, quoting anonymous sources, that the Delhi police would conduct the probe to ascertain the reasons for the structure's collapse and fix the responsibility of the agency and people whose job was to ensure its maintenance. Hezbollah said it fired dozens of rockets Thursday at a military base in northern Israel in retaliation for Israeli strikes on Lebanon, announcing 4 of its fighters had been killed. Fears of all-out war between Israel and Hezbollah have risen in recent weeks as threats have intensified between the sides, which have traded regular cross-border fire since Hamas' October 7 attack on Israel sparked war in the Gaza Strip. Hamas ally Hezbollah said that in response to the enemy attacks that targeted the city of Nabateye and villages of Somor, its fighters bombed the main air and missile defense base of the Israeli Northern Area Command with dozens of Katyusha rockets. It said in a separate statement that 4 of its fighters, one from eastern Lebanon's Somor, have been killed and claimed 2 other attacks on Israeli troops and positions, including one with drones. The Israeli military said in a statement that approximately 35 launches were identified crossing from Lebanon. Air defenses successfully intercepted most of the launches. No injuries were reported, it added. It said airstrikes eliminated 3 Hezbollah operatives, 1 in the Somor area and 2 in the country's south. The military also said that 2 UAV drones that were identified crossing from Lebanon fell in northern Israel, reporting no injuries. Lebanon's official national news agency reported Israel attacks in several areas of South Lebanon on Thursday and said a strike a day earlier in Nabateye wounded more than 20 people when a 2-story building was targeted. Fears have grown the Gaza war could become a regional conflagration if the Israel-Hezbollah conflict, which so far has been largely limited to the border area, expands. France's foreign minister said Thursday that Paris was extremely concerned about the fighting, calling all sides to exercise the greatest restraint. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said during a visit to Washington on Wednesday that his country did not want war in Lebanon, but could send it back to the Stone Age if diplomacy failed. Amid Western diplomatic efforts to dial down tensions in recent months, German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock on Tuesday visited Beirut and cautioned that miscalculation could trigger all-out war, also arguing extreme restraint. The violence has killed 485 people in Lebanon, most of them fighters, but also including 94 civilians, according to an AFP tally. On the Israeli side, at least 15 soldiers and 11 civilians have been killed, according to authorities. Pakistan's ambassador to the United States, Masood Khan, has urged Washington to provide Pakistan with small arms and modern equipment to ensure the success of Operation Azam-e-Istehkam. He said that Pakistan has launched an operation to eliminate terrorist network, and for this, the country needs the latest small arms and communication tools. Khan spoke at a think tank in Washington Wilson Center in front of American policy makers, scholars, experts, and corporate leaders, clarifying that the operation includes three elements: ideological, societal, and operational. He stated that work on the first two stages has already begun and the third stage will be implemented soon. Khan emphasized the need for Pakistan and the United States to maintain robust security ties, enhance intelligence cooperation, and resume the sale of modern military platforms. He further stated that this operation it is essential to counter the growing tide of terrorism, which also poses a threat to the regional security interests of the US and its allies. The Pakistani ambassador to the United States emphasized both countries' bilateral relations to be based on ground realities and that a few issues should not become an obstacle, as a single or two issues should not affect the overall relationship. Khan also suggested that the US should consider Pakistan as a partner in its diplomatic efforts in Kabul and cooperate on counter-terrorism and the rights of women and girls in Afghanistan. This is crucial for regional security and opposing the rising tide of terrorism that also threatens the interests of the US and its allies, he said. Khan said the bilateral ties should be anchored in ground realities, even as they aim for stronger security and economic partnerships. Secondly, one or two issues should not hold the entire relationship hostage, said the ambassador. European Union leaders signed a security agreement with Ukraine on Thursday, kicking off talks on how to bolster EU defenses against Russia from agreeing on the bloc's priorities from the next 5 years and filling top jobs in its institutions. Leaders of the 27 EU countries, meeting formally for the first time since European elections on June 6-9, gave a warm welcome to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who made a rare personal appearance in Brussels for the signing ceremony. The security deal underlines EU support for Kyiv fighting off Moscow's invasion for a third year, despite gains by the far right in European elections, uncertainty created by French snap elections and the US presidential vote in November. The agreement lays out the EU's commitments to help Ukraine in 9 areas of security policy, including arms deliveries, military training, defense industry, cooperation, and demining. These commitments will help Ukraine defend itself, reduce destabilization, and deter future acts of aggression, more concrete proof of the EU's unshakable resolve to support Ukraine for the long haul, said Charles Michel, chairman of the EU Council of Member Government Leaders. Draft conclusions of the summit showed the leaders will reiterate their pledge to support Ukraine as long as it takes, stressing that Russia must not prevail and that Ukraine must get back the land annexed by Moscow. The war in Ukraine laid bare the EU's lack of preparedness for a conflict as the bloc struggles to supply Kyiv with enough weapons against Russia, prompting calls for more EU coordination of defense systems and investment in defense industries. Diplomats said European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen told the summit that between 1999 and 2021, the EU increased defense spending by 20%, China by 600%, and Russia by 300%, even before Moscow's massive rise in military spending after its invasion of Ukraine in 2022. We have been investing in our defense, and now we have to recover the time that we have lost, EU top diplomat Joseph Borrell told reporters. And we have to do a big financial push to increase our defense capabilities. This is not going to be easy. According to diplomats, von der Leyen told leaders the EU needed to invest 500 billion euros in defense over the next 10 years. Financing options range from national contributions, dedicated revenue streams, called the EU's own resources, and joint borrowing, von der Leyen said. As tensions on the Korean Peninsula rise, Seoul has released a video of a North Korean missile test that went wrong. Pyongyang had claimed that the missile test was successful. In the video, the missile is seen spiraling out of the control. Even for South Korea, it is a rare instance of publicly releasing surveillance footage to quash North Korea's claim of a successful test. Footage filmed by a thermal observation device with South Korean frontline units showed a projectile spiraling out of control on an irregular flight path, then disintegrating. The South Korean military assessed that instability during flight led to the missile's explosion. It said in a statement on Friday, calling North Korea's claims of success as deception and exaggeration to cover up the failure. North Korean state media had said that Pyongyang successfully conducted an important test on Wednesday aimed at developing missile able to deploy multiple warheads, a claim rejected by South Korea. North Korea's missile administration used the first stage engine of a solid-fuel intermediate-range ballistic missile to test separation and guidance of multiple warheads, according to the North officials' CNN news agency. South Korea's military said it had detected signs of missile launch preparations early on Wednesday and was watching as the rocket was launched. In April, Pyongyang said it had tested a new solid-fuel hypersonic missile with intermediate range, part of an intensifying race for the next generation of long-range rockets hard to track and intercept. Tensions have risen in the recent past on the Korean peninsula. This has been evident, especially after Democratic People's Republic of Korea's DPRK North Korea failed attempt to put their second spy satellite in orbit. Many thought that the launch was a cover for an intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM launch. The rocket blew up soon after launch. Due to the palpable rising tensions, the United States Air Force USAF conducted its first ever bombing exercise over the peninsula in over 7 years. In the comprehensive aerial exercise, the USAF flew bombers from its base in Guam, flying for over 3,200 kilometers one way, roughly the length of India. The Americans, South Koreans, and the Japanese will also hold joint exercise later this year in order to prepare for any geopolitical eventuality in the region. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.